Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Vihari.
And now chapter 16. Lord Parasurama destroys the world's ruling class. Shukdev Goswami said,
My dear Maharaj Pariksit, son of the Kuru dynasty, when Lord Parasurama was given this order by his father, he immediately agreed, saying, Let it be so. For 1 complete year he traveled to holy places. Then he returned to his father's residence. Once, when Renuka, the wife of Jamadagni, went to the bank of the Ganges to get water, she saw the king of the Gandharvas decorated with a garland of lotuses and sporting in the Ganges with celestial women or apsaras. She had gone to bring water from the Ganges, but when she saw Chitraratha, the king of the Gandharvas, sporting with the celestial girls, she was somewhat inclined toward him and failed to remember that the time for the fire sacrifice was passing. Later, understanding that the time for offering the sacrifice had passed, Renuka feared a curse from her husband. Therefore, when she returned, she simply put the water pot before him and stood there with folded hands. The great sage Jamadagni understood the adultery in the mind of his wife. Therefore he was very angry and told his sons, My dear sons, kill this sinful woman. But the sons did not carry out his order. Jamadagni then ordered his youngest son, Parasurama, to kill his brothers who had disobeyed this order, and his mother who had mentally committed adultery. Lord Parasurama, knowing the power of his father, who was practiced in meditation and austerity, killed his mother and brothers immediately. Jamadagni, the son of Satyavati, was very much pleased with Parasurama and asked him to take any benediction he liked. Lord Parasurama replied, Let my mother and brothers live again and not remember having been killed by me. This is the benediction I ask. Thereafter, by the benediction of Jamadagni, Lord Parasurama's mother and brothers immediately came alive and were very happy, as if awakened from a sound sleep. Lord Parasurama had killed his relatives in accordance with his father's order, because he was fully aware of his father's power, austerity, and learning. My dear King Pariksit, the sons of Kartaviryarjuna, who were defeated by the superior strength of Parasurama, never achieved happiness, for they always remembered the killing of their father. Once when Parasurama left the ashram for the forest with Vasuman and his other brothers, the sons of Kartaviryarjuna took the opportunity to approach Jamadagni's residence to seek vengeance for their grudge. The sons of Kartaviryarjuna were determined to commit sinful deeds. Therefore, when they saw Jamadagni sitting by the side of the fire to perform yajna and meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is praised by the best of selected prayers, they took the opportunity to kill him. With pitiable prayers, Renuka, the mother of Parasurama and wife of Jamadagni, begged for the life of her husband. But the sons of Kartaviryarjuna, being devoid of the qualities of Kshatriyas, were so cruel that despite her prayers, they forcibly cut off his head and took it away. lamenting in grief for the death of her husband, the most chaste Renuka struck her own body with her hands and cried very loudly, "O Ram, my dear son Ram!" Although the sons of Jamadagni, including Lord Parasurama, were a long distance from home, as soon as they heard Renuka loudly calling, "O Ram, O my son," they hastily returned to the ashram, where they saw their father already killed. Virtually bewildered by grief, anger, indignation, affliction, and lamentation, the sons of Jamadagni cried, "O Father, most religious saintly person, you have left us and gone to the heavenly planets." Thus lamenting, Lord Parasurama entrusted his father's dead body to his brothers and personally took up his axe, having decided to put an end to all the Kshatriyas on the surface of the world. O King, Lord Parasurama then went to Mahishmati, which was already doomed by the sinful killing of a Brahmin. In the midst of that city he made a mountain of heads severed from the bodies of the sons of Kartaviryarjuna. With the blood of the bodies of these sons, Lord Parasurama created a ghastly river, which brought great fear to the kings who had no respect for rabbinical culture. Because the Kshatriyas, the men of power in government, were performing sinful activities, Lord Parasurama, on the plea of retaliating for the murder of his father, rid all the Kshatriyas from the face of the earth 21 times. Indeed, in the place known as Samanta Panchika, he created 9 lakes filled with their blood. Thereafter Parasurama joined his father's head to the dead body and placed the whole body and head upon kusha grass. By offering sacrifices, he began to worship Lord Vasudeva, who is the all-pervading supersoul of all the demigods and of every living entity. After completing the sacrifice, Lord Parasurama gave the eastern direction to the Hota as a gift, the south to the Brahma, the west to the Advaryu, the north to the Udgata, and the 4 corners, northeast, southeast, northwest, and southwest, to the other priests. He gave the middle to Kashyapa, and the place known as Aryavarta to the Upadrashta. Whatever remained, he distributed among the Sadasyas, the associate priests. Thereafter, having completed the ritualistic sacrificial ceremonies, Lord Parasurama took the bath known as the Avabrita Snana. Standing on the bank of the great river Sarasvati, cleared of all sins, Lord Parasurama appeared like the sun in a clear, cloudless sky. Thus Jamadagni, being worshipped by Lord Parasurama, was brought back to life with full remembrance. Bhagavatam, the 7 sages in the group of 7 stars. My dear King Pariksit, in the next Manvantara, the lotus-eyed personality of Godhead, Lord Parasurama, the son of Jamadagni, will be a great propounder of Vedic knowledge. In other words, he will be one of the 7 sages. Lord Parasurama still lives as an intelligent Brahmin in the mountainous country known as Mahendra. Completely satisfied, having given up all the weapons of a Kshatriya, he is always worshipped, adored, and offered prayers for his exalted character and activities by such celestial beings as the Siddhas, Charanas, and Gandharvas. In this way, the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord and the Supreme Controller, descended as an incarnation in the Bhrigu dynasty and released the universe from the burden of undesirable kings by killing them many times. Vishvamitra, the son of Maharaj Gadi, was as powerful as the flames of fire. From the position of a Kshatriya, he achieved the position of a powerful Brahmin by undergoing penances and austerities. O King Pariksit, Vishvamitra had 101 sons, of whom the middle one was known as Madhuchanda. In relation to him, all the other sons were celebrated as the Madhuchandas. Vishvamitra accepted the son of Ajigartha, known as Shunashepa, who was born in the Bhrigu dynasty, and was also known as Devarata, as one of his own sons. Vishvamitra ordered his other sons to accept Shunashepa as their eldest brother. Shunashepa's father sold Shunashepa to be sacrificed as a man-animal in the yajna of King Harishchandra. When Shunashepa was brought into the sacrificial arena, he prayed to the demigods for release and was released by their mercy. Although Shunashepa was born in the Bhargava dynasty, he was greatly advanced in spiritual life, and therefore the demigods involved in the sacrifice protected him. Consequently, he was also celebrated as the descendant of Gati named Devarata. When requested by their father to accept Shunashepa as the eldest son, the elder 50 of the Madhuchandas, the sons of Vishvamitra, did not agree. Therefore, Vishvamitra, being angry, cursed them. "May all of you bad sons become Mlechas," he said, being opposed to the principles of Vedic culture. When the elder Madhuchandas were cursed, the younger 50, along with Madhuchanda himself, approached their father and agreed to accept his proposal. "Dear father," they said, "we shall abide by whatever arrangement you like." Thus the younger Madhuchandas accepted Shunashepa as their eldest brother and told him, "We shall follow your orders." Vishvamitra then said to his obedient sons, "Because you have accepted Shunashepa as your eldest brother, I am very satisfied. By accepting my order, you have made me a father of worthy sons, and therefore I bless all of you to become the fathers of sons also." Vishvamitra said, "O Koshikas, descendants of Koshika, this Devarata is my son and is one of you. Please obey his orders." O King Pariksit, Vishvamitra had many other sons, such as Ashtaka, Harita, Jaya, and Kratuman. Vishvamitra cursed some of his sons and blessed the others, and he also adopted a son. Thus there were varieties in the Koshika dynasty, but among all the sons, Devarata was considered the eldest.
Thus ends the 16th chapter of the 9th canto of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, entitled Lord Parasurama Destroys the World's Ruling Class.